friends, and welcome back to another episode of Express Lane, the show that brings you speedruns in 60 minutes or less. I'm Oscar424, your host, with the occasional assistance with some co-hosts, Galahad and Freya, that are currently sleeping right now. But today we are doing a fantastic showcase of wonderful members of the Flame Fatales community in honor of Flame Fatales that is happening later in the year. And honestly, looking at the lineup right now, it's pretty heckin' awesome. We've got some Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, we have another Crap's Treasure, Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore, and before we head to our first run, which is Ruiner, I have one quick thing to mention, that FYI, did you know the second round submissions for SGDQ are currently live and are only open until May 25th, which is only a few days away? So if you have a game that came out after February 14th, head to submissions.gamesdonequick.com for more information. And if you are one of the artsy and crafty people, awesome. If you're interested in submitting a prize, go for it. Prize submissions are open until June 16th. So head over there and check out those goodies. But for right now, we are going to be heading over to a game that I have loved for so many years, which is Ruiner, and it's New Game Plus no tutorial with Astra the Horror Girl and Big Scared. So to our lovely Fatales, introduce yourselves.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I am Astra the Horror Girl, and I'm running Ruiner. I am joined with one of my best good friends, Big Scared.
Hello, hello. It is me. You cannot escape me, for I am Big Scared.
I like you said best good friends. Like, is there a best bad friend? I'm very intrigued by this concept.
I have one of those. Don't worry. Yeah, this is Ruiner. It is, as Asuka said, it's a favorite. It's also one of my favorites. I love this game. I absolutely adore it. And I am very excited to be speedrunning it for you, because it's a wild speedrun in a very, very fun game. Because this is no tutorial, this is going to start on this level right here called Creep's Nest. Anything I should do, or shall we just get right into the run, Asuka?
I say we just get started.
All right. Then in that case, I'll select the level, and the timer will start when I press any key to continue. And so that will be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. So
let's go.
Thank you. Those are the bosses, a little preview for later. Basically, I'm going to explain the first level, and we'll talk about the lore and what's going on in this game on the second level, because I actually have to play the game on the second level. So on the first level, I'm going to get some height here and direct my jumps to get myself up on this little edge here. This game, speedrunning it, is kind of like playing The Floor is Lava. I've launched myself from that gate by putting in the code wrong while in the air, which is allowing me to go right to the direct end of the level, which is that elevator that we just landed in. Did the whole level in 45 seconds. That is the first level done, and it gives me an E because the game's scoring system goes, wait a minute, you didn't kill anybody. You fail. Lowest possible score. So that's a fun thing that it does. But as I said, this is the only level of the game besides the boss fight levels where you actually have to legitimately play, and there's no like fancy out of bounds skips and stuff like that to do. Perhaps one day we will find some good skips for this level, but until then, we got to do it like this. So from here, I will let Big Scared talk about what's going on in this world. Why are we doing this? All that.
Yeah. Ruiner is a game that takes place in a dystopian cyberpunk, sort of future, sort of alternate timeline. It's ambiguous exactly when this game happens, but regardless, a corporate gang controls the entire city, and their leader is simply named Boss. In the tutorial stage that we didn't play for this category, we were activated and then mind controlled by somebody named Wizard, who's just one of many gang leaders with a little power. And he wants more power, and so he instructs you to go find and kill the boss. But before we could do that, we are hijacked yet again by a woman going by the name Her. And now Her is going to be the one that is going to be in our ear for most of the game. She has told us where Wizard is, so that way we can have revenge on him for erasing our past and making us a soldier to obey his whims, a puppet, if you will. Her will refer to us as Puppy throughout the run, so enjoy that fact. We are not dressed as a puppy. You might notice that we have a lovely cake on our head. This is one of many very fun and fashionable outfits. Another notable one is the Santa costume, which is a fan favorite. But look at the power of the cake. You can't deny it.
I mean, it fits the theme perfectly.
And on a similar note about animals, this is taking place in the city of Rangkok. And fun fact about the city of Rangkok is if you're looking around, you might notice a wide variety of cats. And if you find them and you hack them, because you can hack them, of course you can, the cats will talk to you as if they are superior to you, and it's fantastic.
You hack into them and they just go like, "Insolent mortal, do you know who I am?" and stuff like that. It's great.
It's so good.
First time I did that, I was like, "Excuse me?" Okay, yeah, fair. Yeah, I get that. Okay. Facts.
And there are NPCs scattered throughout the city. On a new game playthrough, you will be interacting with them because you'll be forced to upgrade in order to progress efficiently. I'm sure you could do it without upgrading. But there are a few really fun characters. One of them is named Mechanics. She is someone that is begrudgingly helpful to you, and it's very clear that she's being blackmailed by Her. There are also others that will give you story quests, fetch quests, side quests. So if you are experiencing this game casually, there is a lot to do. It's very easy to get swept away in the daily activities going on in the city itself.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Ruiner. There is a lot. And also mentioning Her, one of my absolute favorite, like, just characters in general, and one of those like powerful woman figures who, you know, is in quotes on your side, you know, just trying to help, and, you know, just completely benevolent, certainly not self-serving in any way.
No,
I trust her completely.
Yes,
absolutely.
I'm rooting for her, and I'll do it for her.
Yes, always do it for her.
I love that you posted, I think in the Fatales Discord, the Simpsons "Don't Forget You're Here Forever," but do it for her, but taking out Maggie Simpson and just putting her in there.
Yes.
I'm like, yes.
Big Scared made that for me.
I made that.
Was amazing.
Another thing that's really fun about this particular category for the speedrun is that New Game Plus is essentially hard mode.
Yes, this is the hardest difficulty of the game that we are playing on. This is the hardest
potential combination of things you can have, because Astrid has unlocked the entire skill tree by this point. She's going into the experience fully leveled, fully kitted out, and with all of her skills at her arsenal. And so the game is trying to give her a challenge. That means that while she'll be spending significantly less time doing menuing things, doing leveling up, all of that fun stuff that you would have to do on a new game playthrough, the boss fights and these smaller encounters are going to be a little bit longer because the enemies are simply going to be beefier. They're going to tank more damage and they're going to do more damage.
This is the only headhunter boss that you will see in the run. There are 8 of them in total, but we're going to be skipping the rest of them. That is the only one that we have to do, besides the 3 main bosses. But he's what's called a headhunter boss, and that was it for him. The only one that we end up actually fighting during the speedrun. So that is the last level that's not a boss level that we play casually. Speaking of boss levels, we're going to do that right now. We're going to fight the first main boss, which is Nerve. And Nerve is, it's actually really interesting because there's a little thing that you can do to make the Nerve boss fight way easier than it's intended to be. It's still hard, but basically, because this game is trying to make it harder for you, it has spawned in additional little enemies for you to fight. Those enemies, if RNG willing, will be able to serve us and turn them against Nerve. And if they do a good amount of damage, they can actually do more damage to Nerve than he is supposed to be able to take in a single phase of his fight. So we can actually skip entire moments where he's supposed to be invulnerable and such if we get his minions to fight him and do a good amount of damage for us. See, right now he's supposed to go up 4 times. He's only going to go up once more because of how much damage we've done to him. So yeah, we're just making this fight a lot easier on ourselves. We'll see if, yep, and they killed Nerve for me. So
incredible.
I only had to fight Nerve on that first little moment to get him to go up the first time.
Not me taking notes right now. Oh, that was awesome.
Look at the power of friendship right there. You just
It is.
We are just connecting with people on a deep psychological level by hacking their brains and just making the strongest friendships along the way.
Absolutely. This next little level that we have coming up, it's a forced walk segment, but that doesn't sound very fast. So what we're going to do is right when the level starts, there's a run button. We push it and then we can just run to the end instead of having to walk all the way to the end instead. So this level is supposed to be longer. It's a cool little march that you do and all that through these cheering dudes. But instead, we're just going to run to the end just like that. So now, because we're doing this for her, we're going to hack into Wizard's brain to give him a taste of his own medicine for hacking into ours.
Oh, yeah. Sweet vengeance.
Mm-hmm. Surely our quest for vengeance stops here.
Oh, totally.
Totally. I trust her implicitly.
Oh, it turns out
Never mind the bat on her headset.
Yeah. Turns out in that little hack, we found something interesting. But first, we met some of those gang members. They talked to us real quick, and through this conversation, they give us that signed picture of us with all of them, and they say that we're best friends now, and then they run off.
Friendship is power. I love it. I love it.
So basically, we found out that we have a long lost brother that we don't remember because, of course, our memory was wiped and we can hardly remember our long lost brother. And so her, out of the goodness of her heart, is going to help us to find our brother and free him so the same thing that happened to us doesn't happen to our brother. So we're off on a noble quest right now.
And in true Noble Quest fashion, we learn that the person that we have to take down is simply named King.
Yes.
So we must topple the evil king who is brainwashing people to sell them to the highest bidder as human tools. Isn't this such a valiant quest?
Yes.
I don't think there's any way this could ever go wrong.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Right now, I'm keeping a distance away from all my friends because they also do a lot of damage and sometimes they miss. And if they hit me, they do more damage than the normal enemies do. So I don't want them to hit me. So I try to keep my distance from them when I have them off fighting for, you know, their wonderful obedience that they have to me because they're my friends.
Now, what is this movement tech that I am currently seeing?
That is, there's a skill that you can unlock called Overdrive. And Overdrive allows you to use any abilities that normally take energy to use, and basically changes it into, instead, you don't have to use like each individual bit of energy per move. You can just slowly lose energy over time to do an unlimited amount of those moves in that time. So I just keep dashing, and I can just dash as much as I want while my energy drains. And that is part of the speed tech in the game.
Ooh. Oh, I like that.
And the overdrive
also
dash is going to be really important later on because combined with some really interesting prop jumps that we're going to start seeing in this level, Astrid will use those two skills to get out of bounds.
Yes. We're actually going to go out of bounds on this map. I just got to basically do this fight. And this is one of the last, like, actual fights that we do in the game before we basically just start skipping everything in the game.
Nice.
There is a strategy to who you kill and who you grab to help you out in this as well, and when you kill them, because later you'll see that the scene shifts and shows like a little cutscene of a ship landing. If I am doing an action while that is happening, the game will literally take control away from me, and I won't be able to use my weaponry during the next fight. So I just basically have to let them kill me. So I'm not going to interact with any of them. I just let them go for this little scene to happen. All right. Now they are covered in orange, which basically orange just means they don't want to be my friends under any circumstances. A pity, but they have their boundaries. We'll respect it. You know?
I see that they've spent some time rolling on the floor. They've got the lava all over them.
Yeah, truly.
We're doing them a favor by putting out the lava.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true.
Just trying to help.
Yeah.
Also, quick shout out to the composer of this game. You might notice in this fight, there's a really bombastic BGM. This entire game has a phenomenal soundtrack.
Oh, yes.
Facts.
And it is
Facts.
it is an ultimate vibe. So while you're fighting, it's really cool that the soundtrack amps you up and keeps you going.
These guys arrived a little earlier than I wanted them to, because we're going to get some height on this wounded person here and come over here to stand up here on this ledge. We're going to then just go out of bounds here and go all the way to the exit and skip
It's so good.
another wave of enemies and one of the hardest boss fights in the game.
It's so good.
I'm so mad because I know which fight you skipped, and for those to play this casually, this could be a very punishing game.
Yes.
People understand why it's like, oh, we could just skip that fight. Oh,
Yep. It is easily one of the hardest fights in the game. And being able to skip it, I remember when I was like learning the strats for this run and figuring everything out, and I realized what exactly you all skip right there, and I was like, oh, that's beautiful. I'm so happy to know that. Right here is the hardest skip in the game. So I'm not going to talk too much during this so I can focus. But yeah, this is always the part where if anything goes wrong, if just one thing goes wrong, it happened here pretty much. This is always a really, really tough skip to get, which is a shame. But yeah.
But you nailed it.
I did.
just casual. Casual Astrid win right there.
So you might not understand. Astrid did a very specific 3-point launch before the overdrive dash across that void. That is a pixel perfect dash sequence. If you try to put too many dashes in there, you won't get the proper height you need to get the launch that you get. And if you don't put enough dashes in there, you won't have the speed to get across that gap. So that was incredibly well executed.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was amazing.
This one here is my favorite, though. Astrid's about to hop onto those containers and use them as an elevator.
Yes. All right. And then we have to do this, the Triad Assassin fight, which is a really, really tough fight. So in the interest of making sure that we don't lose that much time, I'm just going to make a bunch of friends and have them fight the Triad killers for me. Because they're mean and I have things to do other than die. Because basically, this is a long fight, and if at any point I die in the fight, the entire fight has to start over. And Triad Assassins hit really hard, and it's also the hardest difficulty. So the stakes for this fight are pretty intense. But I also want to make sure that I grab the energy so that I can maintain my number of colleagues that will be fighting for me. And we also want to be proactive on the any of the dudes that, are covered in lava, like that dude, because they can wreck my friends and they don't want to be my friend.
So, like, the tech, I guess, while we're watching this fight, we're talking to Big, the tech that Astrid's using, it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but when she's getting the height, she doesn't stay on the same height. She's slowly falling, and that's why you need to get a certain height to do these tricks, or am I...
Yeah, some height can be lost as she moves around in the vertical space, especially if it's not supported by anything. So there are some specific dashes she'll do along railings, so that way she doesn't lose any verticality. But when we're dashing across the gaps, a little height can be lost, and even a pixel is significant in this game.
Oh, wow.
Timing on stringing your dashes together is everything. Some of them, it's simple enough to just be like, I'll just overdrive dash over. And you'll see plenty of that. Other times you need to be very specific. So you string dashes together in the slow-mo plotted point-to-point movement and maintain height that way. But in all those moments of slow-mo, you are falling. So you have to do very precise timing on those movements.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there are certain tricks she will do. There's a supply drop that I'm thinking of.
It's coming up right now.
Yeah, where she's going to have to not only do the slow motion transition from one verticality to another, she's going to have to do it onto a falling container and then summon another one.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, using the supply bump and its animation, it bumps you up to just a little bit of height, and it's just enough to get on some boxes. And the boxes give you enough height to get onto the railings. The reason I'm taking this interesting looking path is because there's some strange invisible walls out there that are just a little bit higher than the player can get to normally, because there's no jumping in this game. There's only teleporting, so sometimes the collision from the objects is just there, and we're just trying to get around them to go around all the fights, because the fights take time. We don't want to participate in any more fights.
Yeah, and you might notice that there are some zesty onlookers here in this room. If they were to collide with Astrid or get too far in her way, it would interrupt the whole process and force her to complete the level as normal. But we don't got to worry about that. She launched herself onto this elevator and is out of here.
Yep. now I just got another half. That's the first half of the level done. And we're going to, once again, use the supply box to get ourselves onto this box that's going to be directly ahead of us. These little supply drops, they have to be in a fairly specific place. Like, that was not where I needed it to be. I knew it the moment it fell, too. I was like, that's not going to be enough. But it's a little bit tricky, and sometimes it takes a couple tries. Hopefully it's the first try. Okay. Being very specific around there because you can easily fall.
I love that the rhythm you need is still somehow on beat to the song.
Right?
It's so good. Everything about this run is very satisfying when it flows well together.
Right. Once again, we're just playing Floor is Lava a little bit. And we're at the end of the level. Just like that.
Nice.
Beautiful.
So that's our brother in that container. We found him. But then King shows up and he's like, just what do you think you're doing? Drops these flashbangs on us and brings this ship to come and take our brother away. Terrible.
Disgusting.
So, it is. And so her just tells us only one thing to do. Gotta kill King. And I'm like, oh, of course, because you're always right. And there's nothing bad about doing that. Absolutely
no
not.
ulterior motive.
No.
No. I will say through my casual playthrough this, King quickly became one of my favorite characters. Just...
All right, this is another level that we are going to completely skip pretty much. We're going to drop a supply box around there. No, be good, thank you. There's an invisible wall that you can stand on right there if you get high enough. We're going to once again use our elevator. And we're just going to take this all the way to the end of the level. Just by flying directly over it.
It's so satisfying.
It is.
That is so nice.
Yep, and from here it's just to another elevator, and then to another elevator after that, and we're done after that. That's basically it for this level. After this, we have the boss fight against King, which is pretty fun. It starts as a little bit of a gauntlet run and then becomes an actual boss fight. It's delightful. The beginning of the beginning is actually one of the hardest parts. Both of them are hard on this difficulty, but you kind of gotta Battletoads your way over to where you need to go, and it is pretty punishing if you mess up. So he's going to be behind us, chasing us, shooting us, and there's going to be explosive barrels all along the path. We're just going to try our best to avoid that while going fast. There we go. Okay. And I'm trying not to use too much energy to rush to the end, so I'm just doing big teleports as long and wide as I can to get all the way to the boss fight itself. There's King in the Eggman chair.
Perfectly normal chair to sit in when you are not a villain.
Yeah, true.
100%.
We're gonna turn on these generators, light them on up. Oh, King is kind of destroying me. This is, oh God, okay. I will turn on my shield. It's fine.
Nobody panic. We just need
it's
to
fine.
destroy these generators.
We did a good amount of damage to King there. And also his little henchman ran in the way of my sword tornado, which was amazing. I loved that. And that's King. All right.
Oh, that took so many times when I played this originally. That was so awesome to watch. So satisfying.
I'm glad. Now we get the satisfaction of hacking into friend's brain. Because,
Yeah.
you know, we want to find out where our brother went.
Power of hacked friendship. Totally fine.
Yes.
Well, so you see, friendship only works if the hack is successful.
Well.
And King is pretty resistant to being downloaded or uploaded upon, but he does eventually tell us where our brother is, which is in Heaven's Core, a perfectly normal place.
Yeah.
With perfectly normal people known as the Six Sisters that are doing perfectly normal things with him while he's there.
Of course. So, with basically King doesn't want to be helpful, but he's the only way we can get through the security system. So, we're just gonna coerce him a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, he is the Joan Crawford to our
Oh my
to
god.
Or Betty Davis.
to our Betty Davis. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're gonna drop another crate here. This time we're gonna get on the crate as it's opening up to let it rise us over to this. Then we can jump on this box and jump on the side of the elevator and then activate it while in between jumps there. Now we're gonna be using this ability to get all of our energy back at the risk of health, which is fine because we're gonna skip this entire level by flying over it, much as we have done earlier. This is a bit of a blind run. You just kind of have to know where the level is supposed to drop you out into. So we're gonna wait till there it is. And there. And that's the end of that level.
So impressive
that
watching
was
you
nice.
just fly into a level as it loads underneath you.
Yes.
And I think I agree with chat here when we all say that King down, Astrid is now the queen.
Truth.
Thank you. Let me... I gotta drop this crate, stand on this pile of bodies here, and let this one lift me up as well. Perfect. And from here, we're gonna do the same thing. We just gotta get down a certain height. You can technically go from right there, but it's risky because you will not be able to see where you're going at all whatsoever. And this one actually gives you little bits of hints. So now we're taking off. I see those weapons on the ground, so I know that I should start moving over. And eventually there's going to be this fog that shows up. There we go. Looking for that. And this right to the level. Now, King is supposed to die on that level. But as you can see, if he came with us. He just won't be with us at the start of the next level for narrative reasons. Walkways of Terror. All right, so this is another really fun skip. And this one was just recently found, so I got to kind of toy around with this one, and it's a little tricky. The consequence for not getting it on the first try is you have a cutscene you have to skip through. But hopefully we can just do it. All right. Yeah, cutscene. All right. So it's a little bit tricky, but you're trying to get on this box, but you can't land directly on the box. You have to land near it, which makes the game think that you're on a sloped surface, and then you can climb up on it. So there's a nuance here to getting onto the box that isn't just landing on it like so many other things have been. Ugh, I almost had it. I have to kill these dudes. They are officially in the way. Darn it. But yeah, this is a fairly new skip, and it's a lot faster than the other. Even with those mistakes that I made, it's still faster than the old tech. Now that we're up here with this height, we're just gonna leave.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that there was a trick where Astrid would summon a box and then summon another box, which she just demonstrated skipped that process, saving a tedious, complicated, and very stressful trick. So she just speedrunning. Congratulations.
Yes. That's the end of that level, Walkways of Terror. So, however, we do still have to stack boxes on this level, Mother's Womb. So, but remember fighting? Remember that there's combat in this game?
Oh yeah, there's fighting in this game.
Yeah, we have to...
In this economy? What?
Yeah, we have to do this fight real quick against the heavy cyborg, who
Wow,
you will
I
see
love
later.
Vega. So the goal here is to shield charge him and then damage him while he's stunned. You're going to want to conserve your energy as much as you can for this fight. And then we're going to be doing a lot of invisible wall riding.
Oh.
So buckle up because things are about to get wild.
All right. Yeah, this is a really fun trick. We are going to do the box stacking. First, we have to get on that box. And there we go. I hate that that sword is there. Get out of here. Thank you. We're going to float off the edge here. Oh, I fell. There's a very little window of safety that you can take to just float over the edge because we need to land another box, but we don't want it to land it directly on that box. We want it to land near the box, but still on it. We just want the center of it to not be on the box. Just like that. And from there, we should be able to get some height. There it is. So now that we're up here, I'm going to go to my settings and put my dash on the mouse wheel because I have to be silly.
I keep saying this is my favorite trick, but this one is so good.
Basically, as you mentioned before, Asuka, you're constantly falling. So we need to make that as little as possible by doing mouse wheel shenanigans, by dashing so fast that we fall as little as possible because this gulf is so huge to cross.
That is amazing.
And that's the end of the level there. Just taking this bike on out. Whew.
That was awesome.
Okay, so now we take this bike all the way to the Six Sisters fight. And that is here on the heart. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and put my controls back to the way that they were. Because I like them that way, except for that one specific part. I'm also going to grab this weapon. I'm actually going to use the weapon drop for its intended purpose to give me a weapon. And we're going to go over to the fight. We can't stand on these little hot plates or they cook us, so we have to destroy the thing that's making them hot. And now we have the boss fight.
It's like the floor actually is lava at that point.
Yes.
There are the sisters. There they are. Aren't they sick?
It's true. They are. All right, I got to put my shield on. I almost forgot. Oh, I forgot that too. Okay. So there's all these little dudes behind me that want to attack me. They hit like harder than most of the guns in this game. So I don't want them to hit me. And basically what I want to do is just keep them distracted. So I make some friends. And when they get tired of those friends, I make some more friends so that they just don't worry about me while I'm trying to take down the 6 sisters here. 1 sister down. This is the only boss fight in the game that has a checkpoint in the middle of it, and that was the checkpoint right there.
Once again, just epic soundtrack.
Yes.
Right?
I'm gonna go grab this Czar that they leave there. That's the name of the weapon, is the Czar. Almost, and that's the fight.
Very well
Nice.
played.
All right, we have our brother. Hooray!
Yay! We did it!
We did it, and now everything is happy and there's nothing to worry about.
Of course.
Yep. Don't mind that there's still more to go. Anywho, this is the last part of the game. Big Scared, why don't you explain what's just happened?
So, our brother, we were helping him, but maybe not in the way we thought, right? Because while I trust her, maybe she did mislead us a little bit. Our brother's the boss. You know, the one that's running the whole city. And he paid her to hack into us to kill off his competition and consolidate more power. So our intentions were noble, but we accidentally helped the bad guy become worse. And now we have a choice to make. We can either kill Boss for revenge, or we can download him and give him to her.
Yes. Shall we destroy the boss and leave the city in a power vacuum? Or shall we just download the boss and give the city to her? That is the question that we have before us.
And realistically, there's only one choice to make.
Of course, we're doing it for her.
100%.
We're doing it for
Absolutely.
her. She's our bestie.
Yes. Her betrayal
She's
does
an
not change
honorary-
that.
Now,
She is an honorary frame fatales.
yes.
Yes, I agree. I agree with this 100%. But yeah, her is 100% one of my favorite just villains in any game. She is cunning, conniving, and she's also just like always, you do something for her that you're like, I don't know if I should have done that. And she pats you on the head and says, good puppy.
It's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, you might be wondering about this timer on the screen. This is the survival gauntlet. If the timer happens to run out, Astrid would die. But that's not going to happen because it goes up every time she gets a kill, and they're just going to keep throwing guys at us. The speedrun, it will be over when the second android is kicked over, or when the stage complete screen shows up, whichever happens first. I'm not sure entirely which is more likely, so we're going to have a little adventure up in front of us here.
Indeed. I don't know why it's one or the other, but it really is. It's sort of like, sometimes it's like, no, kick the android over. Sometimes like, stage complete, you're done. I'm like, oh, okay. Very good.
I guess I won't kick them this time.
Yeah.
All right.
After these guys is always the first android. Once again, we're waiting for the second one. Mm-hmm. And the second one is when the game is just about over. There's the first one.
Once again, the strat is to stun them and then do sword spirals.
All right. We're going to have these dudes fight amongst themselves, and then we're going to immediately get those bombing friends again. So they're coming out, and I love them because they basically are supply drops for you. Okay. Just grab a little health. Gotta destroy these little guys when they come down. They're called vampires, and they just take your energy and health away slowly. So, always good to take those down. They're introduced much earlier in the game, but we skipped all that, you know?
Chat has a very important question for you. Would you download a boss? And I think the answer is demonstrably yes.
Absolutely. All right, here's the second cyborg. So time is coming up. And time.
Let's go.
Jeez.
Incredible run.
I'm going to go back to the main menu because I don't want to let GDQ deal with the copywritten song that mutes VODs that comes up, you know. But yeah, that is the Ruiner run.
Oh, that was so awesome.
Well, Asuka, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it because I love this game. I love the speedrun. And I really, really, really love running this game just all the time and showing it to more people, because I think that this is one of those kind of like those gems that people kind of overlook and stuff. So
yeah. For those that have just seen this for the first time, please check this game out. It is, I was telling Astrid and Big beforehand, I'd play this on PlayStation when it had just come out, and it is so fun. It's so challenging, and it's so cool. It's so awesome to play. Like, definitely take a look at it. So I'm so glad that I found out that you run this game. So I was like, yep, we need to bring you on here. But where can everybody find both of you? Because you two are awesome and good, and everyone needs to know where they can watch you be awesome and good.
Well, I am Astrid the Horror Girl on twitch.tv/Astrid the Horror Girl. I play horror games and I speedrun horror games, and I also speedrun Ruiner and some other fun stuff too.
And I'm Big Scared. You can find me here on Twitch as Big Scared, or in other places on the internet as I'm Big Scared. You can catch both me and Astrid over at the Clock Tower Stream Team, a lovely collective of folks that play horror games, and a lot of us are speedrunners. You can also catch me over at Binary Breakers this upcoming July for our first ever event, the Summer Barbecue. Stay tuned for that.
Yay! Yes, everybody give GG's one more time to this fantastic duo, Astrid the Horror Girl and Big Scared. Fantastic run. Please pick up this game. It is super cool. And before we go on to our first hydration break of the night, I just want to remind everybody that your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits to cheer on this GDQ Twitch channel help support the Hotfix on Games Done Quick. So if you enjoy watching speedruns like Ruiner, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. But for right now, get your hydration break, stretch those muscles, and we will be back with some Arzette. Hello again, friends, and welcome back to some more Express Lane. Before we head on to our next run, I just want to remind you that coming June 1st and June 2nd is Sonic and the Sidekicks. So if you want to take a look at that schedule, make sure you put !Sonic in chat and find out about all of the goodness that's going to happen there. Now, the next run we're going to be doing is one that I also run. This runner is objectively and subjectively better than me. She's really good at this. Have you ever heard of those fun games from the wonderful Zelda games from the CDI series? Like Wand of or Gamelon, was it Link Faces of Evil and Wand of Gamelon or Sword of Gamelon? The ones that we don't talk about? Well, this is a spiritual successor to those called Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore, and it's going to be run by the wonderful 3Pup. So 3Pup, take it away!
Alrighty, hi, hello everyone. I'm 3Pup, and I'll be running Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore for you tonight. Before we begin, this is a very quick run, so before we get started, there's a few notes I want to make. We'll be playing on casual mode. The only difference really is that enemies will drop health when I defeat them, and also throughout the map there will be these little health potions I can pick up for a full refill. These are just helpful because I will be taking a lot of intentional and damage throughout just to skip past enemies, so being able to pick up health here and there just makes things more smooth. And then one other note, before we begin, I'm going to hold down the attack button. That's going to light up some red text up there saying skip quest intros. Because this is an adventure game, there'll be some quests I need to complete. Every NPC that has a quest has an introduction where they introduce who they are and usually what their quest is. We know what the quests are. We know what we need to turn into them. That's just wasting time for us. So thankfully, the devs put in this little thing right at the start. We can just go ahead and skip all of that. Great stuff. I think with that, I'm good to start in 3, 2, 1.
Good luck!
Thank you. Yeah, we begin with skipping some cutscenes and
10 years! Fuck. We want to defeat that.
And we're going to go ahead and start doing our, as I mentioned, intentional damage we're taking just to skip past some enemies. Okay. Not meant to die there, but we will be taking damage over the course of the game intentionally to skip past enemies because Arzette has a weird little quirk in her attack animation wherein if she's on the ground and her sword is swinging, she can't move. So we don't like that because we like to keep moving. So it's usually better to take damage and skip past enemies than it is to stay on the ground, swing our sword, and keep going on with our lives.
Yeah, there's a lot of micromanaging with Arzette's move just because of how many things stop her from moving in this game. It's annoying.
Yeah. They're on top of some unintentional deaths. There will be a couple of intentional deaths throughout just to skip past some annoying movement. There's one of those coming up in just a moment, including this is actually one of our, if not the biggest sequence break of the game. Normally there's this whole quest we have to go on to go get a weapon called the Soul Gun. It's as cool as it sounds. Sadly, it's too slow to go pick up. So instead we're going to pop into this room right here. It's dark in here, don't get scared. We go grab the sword beams and then we die because this room is very annoying to get out of. And now we have sword beams. Very cool. On top of giving us a projectile attack, which is very nice, it will also let us destroy these colored barriers that you'll be seeing throughout the game, including one coming up in this room right here.
All I know is you have my attention because I use a different route. I go back for the candle in the treehouse.
Yes, there is actually a somewhat new route development that I took from another runner where we actually skip the first candle and therefore the first boss, because there's actually a boss at the end of this level. And we will come back later when we're faster.
Oh, I like this.
But we are going to stab our sword in this pillar here and unlock the next set of levels, which probably going to head straight into Anjou Desert. This level is fairly straightforward, but it will let me talk about a technique that's going to be important later on for some of the bosses. If you saw that like orangish dude with the big mallet that I defeated in one hit, normally that enemy takes 2 hits to defeat. But with another weird quirk in Arzette's attack animation, wherein we shoot a sword beam, and her sword has an active hitbox while it's extended, that box can actually damage enemies, and then if we hit the attack button a second time right after, we can do twice the amount of damage in one attack before the enemy triggers their invincibility frames. We do it right there as well, just trying to get some money here and there as we can, because the more money the better, because we'll buy you a bunch of bombs, and bombs are on top of being helpful for progression, bombs will also let us speed up another one of the bosses. So this is the 3rd level, the swamp. It's the first hard level, mostly because of that jump right there that I'm gonna fail.
Oh, is that bomb genie guy gives me so much anxiety as I go through this level.
They're the worst. Okay. We'll do this one more attempt just to show. We want to do this jump because it gives us a really favorable cycle. Like, right, cool, we got it.
Ooh, nice.
If we get that jump, then we can just hold right, walk right across that little pig monster thing, and give our fly to our froggy friend here. Normally, we have to wait for that pig to make a whole cycle. We don't like waiting, so we will take that risk instead. But yeah, that's pretty much the only precise jump in this run. It's actually fairly favorable, call it simple run to get into. It's actually my first speed run, so very friendly for those looking to get started.
It's like what's so interesting about Arzette, and I mentioned it as the spiritual successor to the CDI games. It was done through a labor of love for a single dev. This is actually a very, very well-developed, well-designed, challenging but rewarding platformer. And it's got its quirks. It's got the fun little cutscenes that are animated in the same style as the CDI games, but it is not a bad game. It is a fantastic game that is absolutely worth checking out.
Yes,
and
I agree.
And like the speedrun it's a fun speedrun to learn, even if it's not your normal genre of speedruns. Like as Sweet Pup said, this is her first. This was kind of like my first platformer speedrun, if you will, and it's fun. It's really, really fun to learn.
Yes.
Until we get to Fort Fingula, at which point I pretend the run doesn't exist.
I will need the chat to lend me energy during that level. I hate it. Yeah. This is our next level, Spriggan Volcano. We jump on a guy's head on our way up here. This is actually, with that change in route, this is the first level where we actually pick up candles. These are our main collectible for the game. At the end of most of the levels, there's this like this pennant that just hovers around. It has a number on it that indicates how many candles you need to dispel it and unlock whatever's behind it. Usually we're unlocking them for bosses, but if you're playing the game casually or at 100%, those are also like other collectibles behind those as well. But yeah, here we are actually here for that crystal that we just picked up. It is, nope. Let's click there, but yeah, we're heading into our, okay. It's fine. We're heading into our next level. There's Snowy Mountain that I always forget the name of. I know it's Chillanex something.
I think it's Chillanex Peaks. I think it's that simple.
That sounds right. This is actually the first level that we'll fight a boss in, since we've skipped the first boss.
I hate her. I hate her so much.
And this boss will be the first time we actually are utilizing that technique I mentioned earlier, dealing double damage in one hit. With our double jump ability that we got in the Northern Swamp, it's a little bit easier to pull off, but it still can be a little finicky. And then also she can decide to not give you favorable patterns, which is great too. Also, you may notice that I'm out of bombs. Do not worry, I will be taking a trip to the store after this, because we do need about 5 or so minimum to get the progression that we need. Yeah, we talk to our friend there, give her the pendant to get another item for later, and we go to our first boss. Meow.
Oh, Apatu. Nice.
And she's gone.
Yeah, that is not as easy as 3-pup baited look.
Yeah.
It's that boss is the bane of my existence out of all of them. So to see the 2-shot is fantastic.
Yeah, 2-shot is our most favorable pattern. She can also do this attack where she like spawns a little bit further away and throws a dagger at you. We don't want to see that because at least for me, it's a little hard to react to and get the double damage in. So I usually that ends up being a 3 cycle for me. But yeah, this is the next level, Raiha River. This is not a level that we need to do for unlocking more levels, but there will be a very important item at the end here. Notice I've been cracking all these reddish, pinkish barriers. There is actually more than one color in this game. At the end of this level, we will be unlocking blue magic. Same as red magic, it just lets us unlock more barriers that we will need to open up in order to progress throughout the game. Also, you may also be noticing lots of dark levels. The game isn't mean. It's just that there is a lantern item that you can pick up in the game, but that's very slow, so we just skip it.
Yeah.
That's probably the most unfriendly part of learning this run, is having to learn those dark levels just like by memory.
Yeah, and there's some coming up where you have to trigger certain beacons, and 3-pup will be doing them completely blind.
Yeah, I usually go off of sound cues for those.
Yep.
Yeah, as you saw in that last room, we had our first blue wall. And then, as you've probably been noticing, there's enemies that are like covered in a color. That just means that we have to hit them with that color of magic. We get another item here, the Fatal Flute. On top of its completely useless functionality of being able to just defeat all enemies that are flying at you, it will also let us destroy green walls.
Which I think we use like twice?
Yes. Oh yeah. Time for fun times in Fort Findula. Yeah, this level is great. Not a fan. It starts right here. This jump sucks.
This jump. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one here because this jump.
It's not good. It's not a good jump.
No, it's not.
Here's one of the 2 times we toot in the game to get those boots that will be important a little later.
This is my least favorite room in all of existence.
Yeah, we're actually going to take another intentional death right here, just to go back to the beginning of this screen. Not get hit by that.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Being able to detonate that bomb early is so tricky.
Nope. Okay. Going a little while.
Because with what 3-pup's trying to do is you can let the bomb detonate naturally, or if you hit it with your sword, it'll detonate early.
Yeah.
And the problem is those enemies will hit you for 2 health, which when you have 3 max is really tough.
Yeah. There are items throughout the game that let you get more HP and like more damage resistance, but they're slow to pick up, so we don't get them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the run in general, this is the level where you're going to be kind of shaking your head at the most. The boss, I think, is fun, but Findula, up until the boss, is just a rough llevel.
I think this boss is funny because he's a little businessman dragon. I think that's cute. But yeah, this boss is mostly just sit here in the middle, jump over his fireballs, and hit him off to the sides. If you have to take damage here, it's better to take damage from the rocks because they only deal half a heart in HP. But yeah, we're going to go actually do a backtrack real quick to the beach to go turn in those boots that we picked up for a very special item.
Yeah. So you might have saw a person imitating Sonic the Hedgehog a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And now we get to go and be Sonic ourselves.
We get the speedy boots, so we can go speedy.
Yeah.
And again, speaking on the reroute, this is the level that's changed also because of the reroute. Because we are down a candle still.
This is true.
So this is where we're going to go get it.
Oh, I like this new route.
Yeah. Normally you'd have to go backtrack in the first level quite a ways, very slowly, to go get one candle to defeat the boss. Instead, we can get that candle there, and then we can go back to the first boss in a minute.
Oh, that is fantastic. For the question chat, what do you think of all the cutscenes? The cutscenes are fantastic, and I think 3Pup and I agree on our favorite cutscene, and that's
Yes.
one. So, there is this very long chain that you have to pretty much visit almost every single NPC in the game to get an item, backtrack, and do all this stuff to get the bartender to create a weapon for you. And you can skip through all the other cutscenes, which is fine, except this cutscene. Because, not to spoil the weapon, other than the fact that it is an amazing weapon, the bartender has to forge this weapon, and it's just this cutscene of him forging it non-stop. I think it bounces between him and Arzette multiple times. And yeah, the unskippable one. The best part is if you try to use the button to skip, in giant red text on top, it says it can't skip. You're just like, oh, Dev, why? Why you do this?
So yeah, this is the room that Asuka mentioned where I have to be hitting blind. There's actually another room where I did this similar thing. Yeah, in the last level, I picked up double sword beams. Sadly, it doesn't let me do double damage with them. It's iframes and stuff. But there's still a nice door. Thank you, door.
Door, please.
It's still nice to have the double sword beams, mostly for insurance, to make sure you connect with your attacks.
For the question in chat, this is on PC.
Yes.
This is available on Steam. And it's also Limited Run Games did, I want to say they put it on PlayStation, Switch, maybe Xbox, I'm not sure.
This is my least favorite boss.
I will say getting double bombs on him in one pass through is the most satisfying thing in the universe, but so tricky.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
We will take a Deathless. That's the boss that you can speed up quite a bit with bombs, but I didn't have enough, and I'm also not very confident in that boss, so I took it pretty safe. Yeah, now we are backtracking to the first level.
Oh, yeah, and taking this route, I love it. Saber, actually, the dev is going to be commentating this run at SGDQ. Yeah. Yeah, the dev's actually been fantastic with everybody speedrunning this game. And side note, this boss is hilariously easy, and I love it.
You just sit here and hit him, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And we're heading into the last level before the final fights.
Yeah.
This is my favorite boss because he's the funniest one.
I have a friend that loves corn, and when I told her the name of this boss, it like made her day. It's a scarecrow, but Scarecrow's got a good name and a good weapon.
We're also picking up our final candle here as we head right into this final dark cave segment.
A scarecrow?
Also, not me losing a run, forgetting about that candle. Nope. Not at all.
Yeah, this is Cornred. Well, that was Cornred.
Yeah.
He's another boss that we could speed up with that double damage strat. But now that we have the 5 bosses defeated, we can head back to Faramore Town and reforge the Jewel of
Here to
Faramore,
restore the Jewel of...
which gives us the ability to have purple magic. On top of being the best color, purple magic now lets us break all barriers, including purple barriers.
So you get to do damage to the red enemies, the blue enemies, everybody.
This is another scary room, but it's going fairly okay.
Yeah. Nice.
We take that. Now, this final Dimer fight coming up is actually not really a fight. It's more of a platforming challenge. Time will be when when my sword connects with Dimer at the end of the tunnel. It happens pretty quick. Yeah, we fall right into this tunnel. Skip some more cutscenes. For some reason, those 2 books at the start deal 3 damage.
Instant kill.
Whereas every other book only deals 2. Don't ask me why. But right here and time.
Yay! GG!
Yeah. That is Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore. We'll skip this cutscene so we can show off Arzette becoming Queen of Faramore. We love that for her.
That is literally a muffin crown, and I am here for it.
You're all too kind.
I kind of want to make that crown.
Claim this victory as my own. In many ways, you all helped. Likewise, I can't claim this victory as my own.
Hope y'all enjoyed. If you enjoyed this run, make sure you tune in for SGDQ, where Arzette will return.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a great run.
Legally distinct link right there.
Yeah.
So much. But yes, 3Pop, where can they find you? 'Cause I know you are very new to the speedrunning community, so I'm first off glad to have you on here to show you off to everybody.
Thank you, Oscar, for having me on. I don't currently stream on Twitch, but you can follow me on twitch.tv/3pup, and maybe I'll start sometime soon. We'll see. Other than that, you can also find me on the Frame Fatales Discord. Shout outs to the Discord. Love y'all.
Yeah.
Congratulations!
And the obligatory background screen.
Yeah.
That caught me off guard. It's like the first time I saw it, I was like, how active are the high difficulties for this? I know I don't run the higher difficulties. I think there is a time or 2 put down for it.
Yeah, the only other categories that are really run are 100%, which I haven't tried yet, but I've been meaning to. And there's also an all cutscenes %, which that's the funniest one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's when you get all the good stuff.
That's what we're here for, the cutscenes.
Yeah. But yes, again, give GG's one more time to 3Pup for a fantastic run of Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore, and you sit tight, do more stretching a little bit more, fill up that water, just a little bit more, or tea, what have you. And when we come back, we are going from Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore, to, a crab, but taking another crab's treasure. So sit tight, and we'll see you under the sea. I had someone try to sneak past the camera, and too bad she is not sneaking past. Welcome to my little frame fatale herself, Freya. Anywho, welcome back to some more Express Lane. Before I hand you off to our next wonderful run, aka Crab Souls, I have one quick thing to say. So, what you should do is actually head to the official GDQ Discord and add this fancy new hotfix role. And when you do that, you can keep tabs on all the upcoming events. You can talk with the staff, talk with the showrunners, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So if you want to do that, all you have to do is type !Discord in Twitch chat for more info. And you would make Freya super happy. Right, Freya? Right. So, anywho, I'm going to put her down just a second, but for right now, we are going to hand it over to Quacksilver with another Crab's Treasure, aka Crab Souls. Quack, take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Quacksilver, and this is another Crab's Treasure. It is Darkbob Soulspants, which is a real description the incredible devs of this game have been using to describe it for the past year and a half. The game came out last month, and I am so excited to be running it. I am joined by two lovely personalities. First of all, we have the protagonist of the game himself, Krill, who is here for moral support. But far more important than that, I am joined by the illustrious Parkin Harbor.
Hi guys, my name is Parky. I've also run another Crab's Treasure here and there. Not quite as good as Quack, but that's okay. I am a Souls streamer. I love Souls games, and I speedrun here and there. And I am so excited to be here with Quack so she can show you her amazing run.
Yeah, alright. I think with that we can talk a little bit about all of the nonsense that is going to happen as soon as the run gets started. So let's kick it off in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
All right, so this is any percent restricted, which right away there are two major glitch rule sets for this game, restricted and unrestricted. In unrestricted, you're allowed to be invincible forever, gain infinite height, and cheat your way to infinite skill points. Those are the only glitches that we remove in the restricted category, so do not mistake this for a glitchless run. We're going to be getting up to shenanigans almost immediately. Real quick though, while I get through the introductory like cutscenes and stuff, or like, you know, tutorializing, the plot of this game, we're Krill. Our shell has been repossessed because they have taxes in the ocean now. We have to go on a quest to get it back. We're actually going to do literally none of the major quests involving taxes. We're going to start cheating almost immediately, starting with dying instantly, because this game has a die instantly button as soon as I hit the water to skip ahead a little bit in some of the tutorializing.
Yeah, the die instantly feature is actually quite useful, which is really cool. Sometimes the game glitches out, even casually, and it's just, you know, it gets you out of these weird situations sometimes.
Yeah. We have a lot of momentum and a lot of out of bounds that are going to be happening starting right away. I'm picking up my fork, which is the one weapon you get in this game, and shenanigans. So that is called a charge attack launch, where by jumping on the 57th frame of your charge attack, your heavy attack input, Krill gets yeeted forward. And we're going to use it to sequence break right away to go to the end of the first area at the start.
Yeah, so as you guys can see, Quack is really good at these charge attack launches, and honestly, this is my second speedrun game ever, and it's so satisfying. It's some of the most satisfying tech I've ever done or watched in a speedrun. It's just the momentum and just doing it is just so good. It's so satisfying, and it's kind of funny actually, and sometimes Krill screams, so...
Yes, and so now we're getting on to some fun quasi out of bounds geometry here. And we got one more charge attack launch that is the finickiest of them. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
All right, so basically what I have done here is skipped the first boss and the quest to go into this next area called the Moon Caves by essentially entering the Moon Caves from behind without any of the equipment or bosses we're supposed to have at this point. We're going to be doing the beginning of the game very out of order from casual. So this is the Moon Snail. She's going to teach us about the power of magic in this game, which is of course called umami, through the form of these shell spells, like the bubbles from my soda can.
So I was just gonna say about how finicky these charge attack launches are, just so you guys know how good Quack is at them. There's a few types of charge attack launches you can get. You usually want the full one that we've seen already a few times, but there are some baby versions, there's some mid versions, there's some where you don't even get it at all. That you guys might see sometimes in the run.
I love getting body blocked by crabs. It's my favorite thing. Yeah, this opening split is actually one of the most annoying splits in the game. In terms of like just continually you are doing something. I'm gonna push this crab off the ledge here for a skill point.
Nice.
And so basically the early plot of this game is we're supposed to like get a quest to come to this moon cave, kill the boss at the end of the moon cave for a pearl that in theory we're supposed to be able to trade to get our shell back. We've already completely skipped out on the quest, and now I'm going to skip out on the boss too by just charge attack launching to behind its arena before the fog gate descends. We do still, however, get the boss's banger theme.
Some of the best music in all of video gaming is this theme right here.
I think this soundtrack has several contenders for that, and we will.
Oh, I think so too.
I believe it.
We will be able to hear some of my favorite tunes in games a little bit more fully later in the run. So this is the moon snail in the corporeal form. I'm picking up 2 abilities here. Shelliportation, which is our fast travel system that is sort of required in order to get anywhere from here, as well as parry, which is the cornerstone of our combat for this game. Unlike conventional Souls games, it is not a tap to parry input. It's actually like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where you have to release block as the attack comes to you in order to parry, which I personally am a big fan of.
Well, you prefer that?
I really like it. I was also a Smash Ultimate player for a while, and not a Souls player, so it is nice and comfy for me.
As a Souls player, I actually preferred the Souls way, but this one, I feel like people are a little scared at first, but I think if you give it a chance, it makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway, we got wall clips. Basically, you're supposed to like go fight the first tutorial boss in order to unlock shells in the world because they won't let you into this fort without a shell. But we've so thoroughly destroyed the intended order that we're just gonna clip into walls in order to make this make sense. Having now skipped 2 of the first 3 bosses, we're gonna go for the full trifecta here. So in the ordinary casual playthrough of this game, which let me just say now, play this game casually. Agrocrab is some of the absolute funniest writers in all of gaming, and this speedrun does it 0 justice because we skip everything and mash through what we don't skip. But in the story of this game, we're supposed to like get the pearl and then come back to Fort Slacktide, and the whole area's been corrupted, and we have to fight the Duchess, who we've simply never seen. But that was her arena that I just skipped over the top of, and that's the first 3 bosses of the casual playthrough completely skipped.
Yay! Nice work.
Yay!
Very smooth.
GG!
So this is just like a pretty comfy like movement section here. You can really see how charge attack launches combine with Krill's natural ability to roll inside his shell to build up to some truly ridiculous momentum. Such as this sequence in just a second here, where we're going to skip an entire tower climb just by zooming. This game is a little bit Souls-like, but it's also a little bit 3D platformer. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of it. 3D platforming. What?
Like, Darkbob Soulspants is not just a reference to the aesthetic, it's also a reference to the fact that we've got some Battle for Bikini Bottom-esque gameplay in some places.
I love the colors and stuff here. It's so cool seeing a Souls game in this aesthetic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I just finished my first casual playthrough of Liza P, and it has that normal Souls aesthetic, and then you see this, you're like, wait,
yeah,
this is a Souls game.
I love what this means for the genre. I also have just been a fan of Agrocrab since forever. Their first game, Going Under, was also a banger, and this is an amazing evolution. Anyway, oh nope. There it is. So there's a menu for a shop that is in your menu while you're in this main city that's just always hiding beneath your menu. And at this point in the game, we need to talk to 4 NPCs, one of whom is that shopkeeper. So I'm just gonna sort of snipe her from a distance without ever actually having to visit her.
Yeah, it's a great little glitch that is extremely useful in speedruns.
And just so random. There's a menu there. Cheers.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's such a weird. The game is pretty broken for better or for worse, but we love it in the speedruns for the most part. It's great.
Yeah. So other things that I talked to the blacksmith there earlier, who also, the one pickup I grabbed in Reef's Edge was an upgrade material for my fork, so I now have a level 2 fork. We also talked to Nema, who's another shopkeeper, and then we're going to talk to Conch here, who is just sort of an old man who is relevant to the plot, but actually useless to us.
Oh, he has passion.
I love him. He's
tried.
He's just not
tried.
very speedrun useful. And oh, would you look at that, Pronathan, who definitely is not the loan shark, but has our shell from the loan shark. And so now we're skipping through another like major story cutscene here. We talked to Pronathan early there to get 2 menus on screen at the same time and skip a bunch of dialogue that way. There's just so much like random, beautiful, beautiful jank in this run. Anyway, Parky, you want to talk about Pagaris?
Sure. So Pagaris is this giant crab that happens to be in the sands between here.
Yeah, the
Elden
devs
Ring
went
reference.
there.
Yeah, and the casual playthrough is actually really, really crazy. You go exploring and stuff, and you have this crazy, scary monster who's chasing you. But in the speedrun, he actually has one of the main pieces for the story, which is one of the map pieces that they explained that we skipped over. And so we have to kill him. So what Quack is gonna do is come to the left side here and trigger the fight. As you can see, Pagaris the Ravenous. He's a hungry boy. She gets him out of his red thing, whatever that is. And we're gonna take Pagaris over to the rock here, and we're gonna try our darndest to get him to fall. I'm not sure if Quack has
Okay,
a
I
really
don't think that
consistent
kills
run for
me.
this.
Does that kill Pagaris? Let's go. The music cue stopped. Okay. So yeah, Pagaris
Let's go.
is not immune to cliffs.
Yeah. And this was actually pretty hard to get first try. All of the world record runners still struggle to get Pagaris off that cliff. Even like second try. There's a lot of resets to Pagaris.
Yeah,
but this is some great GDQ luck.
Yeah, we love a good marathon luck. There is a glitch where you're not a glitch, just like a fun mechanic where you can momentum and fish, some of my favorite things. There's a fun like nonsense you can do where you can actually kill Pagaris slightly faster than I did there, even with great RNG, by basically manipulating your own respawn point to be underneath Pagaris, which causes Pagaris to like spring out into the void. This was like sort of discovered in lab, as with so much of the tech in this run, in the last 72 hours or less. So I did not feel super confident going for it, but shout outs to Golden Heart, the progenitor of the Pagaris launch.
Yeah, don't blame me for that one.
It, as silly as this run is, it is actively getting sillier all the time, and I mean that in the best possible way. So we're going to go into our second major area here. This is the area where the canonical first map piece is hanging out, the Expired Grove. Alright. This movement is not my favorite, just because there's so many obstacles in this little grove. So once again, we're going to do some fun mini-boss skips. This one has like 7 different ways to skip it, so I feel like it must be intended. But I'm going to just climb up this very friendly geometry right here to not deal with a mini-boss called the Disease Lycanthrope, who I don't think I even fought in my casual playthrough, because there are just...
Disease Lycanthrope?
Yeah, there are just that many ways to get up here. With this, I'm gonna level my stats for the first time in this run, because it's a Souls game, and we need levels. I'm actually not going to use all of my microplastics, which are this game's Souls currency analog, because the game is perfect. But I am going to go get 3 res, which is basically your shell defense, and then also 10 attack. Everything from here on out is going to be attack, but we want that 3 res, because the stowaway I have, which is the Rusty Nail, requires that you have at least 3 res in order to put it on, and that stowaway gives you 4 attack, so it is still more attack overall. While we do this walking, I am also obligated to point out that the tooltip for the rusty nail says that it is a blade more fit for an insect than a crab. That is because every indie game that came out after 2017 and before Silksong's 2095 release is obligated to reference the franchise.
Yeah.
I think 2095 is generous.
People keep telling me this. I want to believe this century. All right, we're getting on to our next boss. This boss is actually, I'm going to focus in for Haikia because a death here is randomly quite punishing because of an unfortunate bug, so
here we have Haikia, the Intimidation Crab, which is a really cool fight in my opinion, just visually and just everything about it. The theme of it is just so awesome. And we use this red cup, which is the #1 cup in the speedrun. And so what it is it has this skill that gives you, I think, 3 times attack, but Quack can confirm that after she's done. And so you basically want to use the Drunken Claw, which is that skill, and then charge attack, and that goes extremely quickly, as you can see there.
Nice.
yeah, that was about what we want. I think the game technically calls it Lil Red Cup, but yeah, Red Solo Cup is our damage for the remainder of the run. It is a genuinely comical attack buff. It is, I believe, yes, triple your damage in exchange for replacing your dodge roll with like the really heavy roll that gives less iframes and has tremendous end lag. But that's not really a downside when we can parry and also blow up the bosses instantly.
Absolutely, I am so team parry, so that doesn't even matter.
Yeah, and thankfully, so there is the one bug that's most unfortunate for speedrunning, we just officially dodged. There's some inter-file memory nonsense in this game, where sometimes, if you didn't restart the game before going to these shops, some items that you purchased on a prior save file are still missing, but we didn't get that, so it's better. I'm also going to buy the rubber duck named Bartholomew. This is not just pure vanity on my part as Quacksilver. The rubber duck actually plays an integral function in this speedrun, which is how you know this game was made for me.
On brand, let's go.
Yeah, we're also gonna level... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, like someone said in chat, this is in fact Games Done Quack.
That's...
Oh, yeah.
We're in my turf now.
Yep.
No, it is. I don't have enough nice things to say about this game, other than sometimes I forget where I'm supposed to teleport to. No, the other critical thing that I did there was pick up the Razor Blade stowaway. Razor Blade is actually a bit of a curious stowaway because it reduces your damage in exchange for buffing your attack speed. And we don't use it for combat. We do use it because it also decreases your charge attack animation, which means we can now cow some pretty absurd distances. As soon as I remember the faster timing, because we have to know now, as of yesterday, we now have to know 3 different cal timings over the course of this run, which is just so much fun.
Yeah, it's actually really difficult. So you have a run that uses this razor, and then you rage quit your run or whatever, you reset, and then you reset to the beginning of the game where you don't have the razor, and then you have to remember that timing too.
All right, so this is one of the new things as of the last 36 hours. I'm gonna clip through this invisible wall by ejecting Bartholomew on the other side of it. All of the invisible walls in this game, like the real walls, have some more tough collision, but the invisible walls are actually very friendly. All right, Krill, come on.
I would like to point out that this jump attack is like puts you a little higher, as you can see, gives you a boost, and I feel like that was made for speedrunners.
Yeah, no, the devs of this game, on like day 3 of runs and discoveries for this game, they're in our speedrunning Discord, and they popped in and were like, did we accidentally make like a really good speed game? I'm like, yes.
Oh yeah.
I didn't quite get it. I fell through a little bit too much. So basically, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to deload and then reload the arena for not the next boss, but 2 bosses ahead of where I'm supposed to be in the sequence.
Okay.
We're good. I'm inside. That's all we needed.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, okay, and so now we've skipped all the way to Voltai, who's not the next boss, but
Nice.
2 bosses ahead. Voltai is a cycle locked boss, so I'm gonna focus and let Parky talk.
All right, so we have Volta here. So Volta has 2 big phases for each half of her health bar, and then 4 little phases within each half. So each phase has a different tool. And as you guys can see here, she has this hairdryer, and the hairdryer shoots out electricity, which does not actually touch us because we have the rubber ducky, which is why we bought the rubber ducky. So what we're trying to do in this run is only fight her during the hairdryer phase. So what Quack just did there successfully is Quack got Voltai's health past the halfway mark, enough for her to start phase 2 at the hairdryer again. So Voltai always starts each phase with the hairdryer. So we want to get her in the first hairdryer phase all the way down to the next hairdryer phase, and then kill her from there to avoid all the other phases, because they aren't only electricity, and we're not immune to physical damage, obviously. However, the issue with that now, which is weird, and I hope that we can find a way to skip this all, is that Voltai still has to go through each of the phases. As you can see, she's there next to that interesting massager, and we've got a toaster, and we've got a router. So Voltai still has to go to each of those stations, for lack of a better word, and just like pretend like she's about to do it, and then go to the next phase. So we're gonna stand here and watch her do that. It's like, what, a minute of time or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, so here we are back in the phase 2. Let's see if we can get her down all the way. It's a little finicky.
Let's go. Okay.
Nice work. Okay, great. So yeah, that's a little finicky. If you don't do enough damage, or if you do too much damage, she'll just like go invincible and then go to one of the other phases. So that was perfectly done from Quack.
That was
Good
as
work.
nice of a Voltai as we could possibly ask for. And much as we clipped into the arena, we're gonna clip out of the arena as well, because using the door is for suckers.
Oh yeah, this is a speed run, not a slow door run.
Okay, cool. Now, from here, I'm gonna pick up the rest of my damage for the speed run, as well as, so, Voltai is supposed to only be fought after you get all 3 of the map pieces. I only have 2, because we did all of that out of bounds shenaniganry to get to Voltai. That's because the 3rd map piece is actually right over here. So we're gonna go to it now. I'm also gonna aggro this boss along the way, because if I do this right, he's going to the Scuttling Sludge Steamroller. Also the last time we get to hear this banger music, but he's going to fall into a hole as well, and just give me some free microplastics.
Nice.
It's about 2 seconds detour for 7k microplastics, which is the quintessential marathon safety, because that's going to be going into my health, so that I do not get one-shot by some attacks that I cannot react to in the late game.
So Quack just picked up another crab, which I think we are gonna have 2 of by the end of this route. And what another crab is a stowaway, which is those like talisman things that we've been using. And it basically, if you die, it just revives you. So because we don't get much health on this route, there are some bosses that can just one-shot you and ruin your run. So having 2 another crabs is extremely useful and saves a lot of runs.
Yeah, this is about 10 seconds for safety, 10 seconds time loss for a 500% or more increase in safety for the end of this run. So there's my 2-bit, and I do have at least 1,000 microplastics left over here, which is important, because we're going to do that menu glitch in New Carcinia one final time to ensure my red cup. Which means that whenever I die or take a moon shell, it is always going to re-equip to me. Which is great, because that's our damage, and we really want that.
Yeah, this run is nothing without that red cup. It is so powerful, and it's such a big difference when you don't have it. If you guys are paying attention to the health Quack is doing on any of these bosses, and there's like nothing, it's because the shell must have worn out.
Yeah, and also the visual for the red cup buff lasts slightly longer than the actual damage buff, so sometimes you're just like, that did no damage. Fun. Also going back to the moon snail here, we're gonna grab one more set of skill upgrades for the last 3 bosses of the run. I guess there really are only 3 bosses left in the run at this point, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, 4 kind of, but not that you're actually fighting.
Yeah. So there I picked up Aggravation, which when you block an attack, gives your next hit after blocking a damage buff that stacks with Solo Cup, as well as Self-Repair, which means that if you fight back quickly enough after your shell takes damage, you can regain the lost health. So now our strategy shifts from all parries all the time to sometimes we block for the damage.
Which is very interesting. You don't usually see blocks give you a buff like that.
Yeah. There's just like a minor cutscene skip there. We need to power the boat, and then there's supposed to be like a little cutscene where you ride the boat to this area for our next boss confrontation. But by talking to Nema there, we're able to like overlap the dialogue with the cutscene trigger, and so the cutscene just doesn't play.
It's a very good one, but the boat scene is cute. I miss it sometimes.
Yeah, again, play this game casually. This speed game,
Totally.
also sick, also incredible. You miss out on a lot.
You guys should play the game casually and then speedrun it, because the speedrun is so beginner friendly and it's so much fun. It's like, it's just such a good time.
Yes.
You know, as long as you're not on the world record level and all.
The amount of nonsense you are able to do regularly relative to the amount of like time you need to spend in the lab to be able to come anywhere close to it. Okay, we dodged through those. Is beautiful.
Nice.
I cannot recommend this game enough.
I did not know you can dodge through those. That's
You know, to be
useful
perfectly
info.
honest, I was only like 50% confident that I could do that. All right. So this is Roland. This is my favorite fight. This is on my Mount Rushmore of video game bosses all time. The fight is amazing. The voice acting is great. I am dead. No, I'm not. We somehow got the block up in time.
Nice.
So you guys see that little red mark above the shell? That means we got the aggro, which means your next hit will be stronger.
Let's give him a show.
All right.
I have truly
Roland is such a good fight.
no idea how I survived any of that. We're also going
The
to be...
GDQ magic.
Yeah, I guess so. We're also going to be going for one of two like really finicky tricks in this run at the end of this fight. I'm looking for some frame perfection here. In just a second, as Roland's health gets low.
This is genuinely one of the hardest skips, and a lot of even the world record and just everyone struggles at it. It's so hard.
Stop
I
dodging.
know Quack's got this though.
Stop dodging around my attacks. All right,
All
one
right,
more.
everyone watch very carefully here.
Oh, he dodged sideways. I don't know if I got it. I'm gonna try and do one frame advance here.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, so now we
you
die
get
at
it?
the same time that Roland dies, and then we mash through these cutscenes like I
Oh
have
my
never
gosh.
mashed before.
Let's go. Let's go. You guys don't
Please.
understand how crazy this skip is.
Let's
It is
go.
literally frame perfect.
Okay, so by frame perfect dying as Roland dies at the end of this cutscene, this is supposed to be a little depression sequence where Krill walks at 1/4 pace and has no ability to do any other actions. I can't jump, I can't press die instantly, I can't do anything. By overlapping those with a frame perfect death, I have full control of Krill here, so we can run and jump and cal, and it saves like a minute and a half.
Yeah, so it's literally, if you haven't seen this, he actually just drags his fork and walks so slowly. It's so annoying.
This is
it's
what it
like
looks
a minute
like
and a
normally.
half. Yeah, like this. It's such a if you don't get this skip at such a high level of you know, world record or whatever, it's such a time loss.
I'm so glad we hit. Shoutouts to Depression Skip. Wish that we had that in
That
real
is
life.
the depression skip. Oh yeah. And every time someone misses the depression skip, we go, oh no, we have depression again.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, so now we're in the Unfathom, which again is a ridiculously cool area casually that we're going to take advantage of the fact that we're speedrunners who kind of know what's up. Rather than like light up all these glow sticks to like find our way in the dark, we're just gonna know where we're going.
Yeah, I love this area. I'm a big Subnautica enjoyer, and this area just reminded me of like the creepiness of Subnautica. And I was just, when I first started playing the game, I was like, oh, this game is great, but I wish they would make it a little creepier in some places. And they sure did.
I
Very pleasant
think I deserve to
surprise.
get grabbed by that anglerfish.
Nah.
It's fine. It's fine. We will take the lease on life and continue to shenanigan. We're doing this entire area backwards, by the way, because all of the like shortcut CD doors that you're able to find can actually be skipped in the reverse direction.
Yeah, so as you can watch Quack jump through these little cracks next to the CDs, it honestly feels like the devs were like, here you go, speedrunners, here's a great way to skip these shortcuts. It's literally just like an open gap right next to the CDs.
It's so tempting.
Yeah, it's really, really convenient. There will be 2 more here, so if you missed the first one, you can see the next ones.
Yeah, and Asuka, how do you feel about shenanigans?
I am always a fan of shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
Great. So, I have just grabbed a coffee pod in exchange for my red solo cup. That is because of a skip that was found less than 2 days ago. There are 2 parts to it. I get 1 single try at both of them with no ability to back it up, because if we lose the coffee pod, unlike our red cup, we don't get it back. And if I get all the parts of it, it saves 2 minutes.
All right.
We're gonna give it a try. This is what I spent pretty much all of my time available to me yesterday and today practicing. I will not reveal my own personal consistency with these skips, but we're gonna go for it because the run has been suspiciously good so far, and I need to be stopped.
It has
That's
been
it.
a really clean run.
In that case, chat, I want to see some energy coming in.
Oh,
This
yeah.
coffee pod skip.
All right, so the first part of this is there's another boss fight that we're going to clip outside of the arena as soon as it starts. It's normally pretty okay to do this, but wearing the coffee pod actually makes it much more finicky. And so, of course, we're going to get that part in 1 try.
Nice.
Okay,
Let's go.
That is the necessary precondition, but not the ridiculous skip. If it does mean that we have like an easy backup from this point without just like dying to that boss, which is great. That's the part that I was really worried about, was being able to show that off. Now, the reason I have 1 try at this next part of the skip is because the coffee pod gives you an attack speed buff, which means there's a 3rd, even faster launch that we can do, which I get 1 try at because the buff takes 2 umami to use. And also, nope, not it.
This is a really finicky one. I have never tried it, but it just looks crazy.
We might just be doing the old route. 1 more shot. Okay. Hold.
Nice.
All right, so basically, the way the plot is supposed to go at this point, if you've been somehow keeping up with this, more power to you, is we've discovered that the like magical treasure that we were supposed to go on an adventure to find was just useless $100 bills. And since our entire crab economy is based off of plastic, $100 bills are completely useless. But there was rumors of an even greater treasure. Can I get through this wall, please? Thank you. So we're supposed to like have a long cutscene with Conch where he explains to us what all of the like magic ancient crab magic is on a long elevator ride down. And we're just going to be skipping all of that forever by yeeting through some out-of-bounds geometry into a later section of the final area.
Yeah, this skip is mind-blowing to me. I cannot believe the areas actually like exist next to each other in the game. And I'm kind of sad that we missed the elevator. The elevator is like a certified Souls moment. All Souls games have insane elevators. But hey, it is a little long.
I am not even a prolific Souls runner, and this I know to be true. Okay, so we are taking this shell as pure safety because this segment is my least favorite segment in the game.
Yep. This one is just, it's like a bridge that they don't want you to be on. And there are these crabs that shoot these tide pods at you. And I'm pretty sure Quack will get 1 shot here. I don't know about those 2 HPs.
So the 2 HP keeps me from getting 1 shot specifically.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. It's horrible to be here.
And by that attack as well. All right, bridge really looking like the bridge. I'm going to return to title here so that I can de-aggro these enemies. We were too complacent with all the silly skips. All right. Oh,
for doing
no,
so
thank
good.
you.
Whoa.
Not today. Okay. That's the scariest part, probably. Until the final boss, I think we can exhale a little bit. But we are not done with the silly momentum by any stretch of the imagination. Because it would not be a Souls game if we did not have our own little discount zip. Which is not to say that cows are not themselves kind of like discount zips, but what if I told you there was a way to go even faster? So I'm grabbing this toilet paper, which has the shell spell rollout, which basically lets me get up to max roll speed instantly from anywhere. Now we're gonna do a particular lineup here with this bubble. I've skipped the other bubbles with the post-Inkerton skip that I wasn't expecting to get, but what you're supposed to do with these bubbles is bounce off of them, and I missed completely. Nice. What you're supposed to do with these bubbles is bounce off of them, but if you're rolling into a bubble, some interesting things can happen.
Yeah, so this bubble essentially just skips the whole area that takes you to the boss here.
Worse still, I'm worried that I rolled into the packing peanut, so I may have lost my lineup. I've got one more umami crystal. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, it's back.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
You got this. You got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. You got this.
All right, that's fine. We'll do the old route. That's okay. It was too good to be true with the
Too good to be true,
multi
that's
clips
okay.
and everything. That's
The
okay.
old route's okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we get to the end, you'll see what all that would have skipped. It's honestly pretty hard. Like, this is kind of a later new thing that's been discovered as well. But now we get to see more of this beautiful world.
Yeah, we get to see old Carcinia, Carcinia the Bleached City, or Farum Carcinia, as we have taken
my
to
God,
call it.
This is so Fair Missoula to me every time.
Yeah,
oh my
no,
goodness.
It is incredibly Farum coded. All right. It also means we get to show off the potential of Razorblade cows a little bit more.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we're coming up to actually my hardest Razorblade jump in the entire game. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the geometry. I have no idea what the issue is, but like all my PBs have like negative 20, well, not negative 20, that's good, but like 20 seconds lost on this specific jump here. So maybe Quack can first try it.
Yeah, so the thing
I
about,
can't.
The thing about cows is that Krill needs room to step forward. So if you're like too close to the edge
gosh.
of a platform, you won't actually get the momentum.
Yeah, well, that was flawlessly done, of course.
Nice, okay.
Nice.
That is the, well, there's one more scary part. And it's you right here. Not today, not today. These big lobsters are for sure one-shots. So
Yeah,
getting
return
all
to
of
title, my beloved.
Yeah, getting all of your momentum eaten by them is bad, not good. Technical speedrunning term.
So right here, where Quack is about to reach these stairs, this is where that bubble would have launched her to. So basically, you skip all that little platforming stuff there.
Yeah, it's about
which, I mean,
45 seconds to a minute of just like completely eaten. Of all of the silly things we were not able to show off, I'm okay with that being the one that got away. Anyway, Conta's here to once again explain the plot after the fact. Don't worry about it. Play this game casually. I'm gonna grab this just in case we have some time after the end of the run here.
the nice thing about watching speedruns is you barely even get spoiled, so...
This in particular does such a poor job of explaining this game.
Yeah.
Alright, so we are pulling up this moon shell specifically just to get our red cup back for the final fights. I am also, since I have the extra microplastics, because some stuff died by falling off a cliff while we were doing that extra platforming, I'm gonna take a couple extra levels in attack. I think I've earned it.
Oh, you have.
Yeah,
this has been a great
definitely.
run.
So this is Kamsha. This is not one of the final two bosses. because actually you can just stand on that. And so now we're behind Kamcha's arena. And now we're gonna go to the actual final 2 bosses.
Oh my gosh, that boss, he spins around when you get behind him, and it's so scary to me. I don't know why, it just freaks me out.
Okay, before we do the final 2 bosses, this run has been really good. I do want to hold here for just 1 second, just to give everyone a chance to hear what they did with the music in the last area, the final area of this game. Just listen real close. They put sad piano crab rain at the end of their Souls-like. Anyway, let's go fight the final bosses.
Such a pleasant little surprise if you catch on to it.
I was blown away.
Okay, so here we are at Praia Dubia. This run is kind of a gimmicky fight, this fight's a gimmicky one. You have this large, like, jellyfish creature that's holding one of our friends, and kind of took her soul and all that good stuff. And you want to kill these little mobs and to get Praia Dubia to come down with your friend so you can actually attack Praia Dubia. So you try not to get killed. Okay, nice. We're gonna use our Drunken Claw here. We're gonna do some charge attacks, and we're gonna get that aggravation buff here. And look at that health bar is just absolutely melted. And we're gonna get...
And it's important that I kill Praia with a charge attack at the end of that phase for reasons that will become important later.
Are we gonna keep it as a surprise?
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
But so this is just a survival phase. While it's possible for Praia to hit herself with her own attacks, mostly I am just trying to not get obliterated because pretty much all of this one-shots me.
I would like to point out, for anyone who wants to try out a game like this or a Souls game, but you might be intimidated, this dev team actually put in a really, really awesome set of, what do you call the, like, the other feature?
Assist mode. Yeah,
assist mode.
Yes.
Yeah. There's really nice assist features that don't make you feel like you're missing out on the experience. It makes the game a little bit slower, which I actually tested. It's not, like, noticeably slower, so it's still great. You can, if you die instantly, you can get your microplastics back for free, and just really nice little features that will make the game a little less scary for you. And if you can't beat a boss, there is a gun that will one-shot the boss for you that you can just summon in whenever you want.
Yep, give Krill a gun is the funniest way to do accessibility ever, and it's amazing.
It is literally a gun on Krill's back.
Yes, I can show it off after the run, or if the final boss really trolls me, maybe we'll show it off anyway.
Yeah. I just think it's so impressive. I think all those features are so great. It makes the game a little easier if you need to, without just doing like bullet sponge and the opposite of bullet sponge,
All right. Okay, the final boss is a troll. I love the design of this final boss, both casual, like for casual playthrough especially. It is a bit mean in the speedrun because he's got dodges and parries of his own. But that's all I can say because I'm gonna focus a whole bunch right now to try and not die. Parky, tell us about Firth.
So this is Firth. He stole that magical treasure that we were looking for, as you can see, and I want you guys to pay close attention to what Quack is about to do, and look at the health bar. So he's a little bit of an internet troll with that one.
Okay. Alright, I got parry windowed there.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Do you want to explain what would have happened
so
on the first attempt?
The first attempt, by killing Praia Phase 1 with a charge attack, you get a weird double hit bug where your charge attacks double hit Firth, which I have now just forfeited. So we're going to do the first fight honest.
Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, it's really crazy. You do a charge attack once and it does like twice the amount of damage. It's really, really weird. But yeah, Firth is a perma troll. Speedrunners hate him. The fight is like kind of hard to read, and RNG can really, really mess with you until we find a better way. It's just how he is. So we're gonna see Quack using the Drunken Claw a lot here, stacked with that aggravation buff. On that 4-hit combo, you want to get the aggro buff, and then you're gonna hit him again after with a charge attack, which gets your shell health back, so you can do it all again. And here we are in phase 2. This is like certified one of the worst speedrun things a lot of people would say. This fight I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't really like kind of crazy chaotic fights like you'll see this one is gonna be. But it looks cool. I think the trollness of it is kind of funny.
I almost got stuck on the
suits
thimble.
game. Oh, nice little dodge there. I would like to point out there is another funny little bug glitch that happens with Firth. If you dodge at the very last frame of the Praia Dubia Phase 2, you actually are invulnerable to Firth, so he can't hit you at all. Nothing can damage to you or anything. That was restricted from this specific run, but it is a really crazy, weird little glitch bug if it does happen to you in your casual run. I mean, actually, I think it's patched out now, but it's a goofy one for sure. Alright, let's see if we can finish off Firth here as he's doing his in-shell blocks, and these urchin throws are so annoying.
I have the Soe.
Nice, okay, so there's another crab that will give us a whole nother life, which is really useful. And we actually have another one because we took 2 seconds to pick it up, which is fantastic.
Get out of here, Firth. Let's go.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, there is one final joke that when I got to this point, so again, you have to experience the casual story of this game to truly understand why Firth is a masterful troll of a fight. But to perhaps best sum up everything that makes the sense of humor of these devs great. So this is Firth, and Firth is about to get crushed by Boot Liqueur.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, time is coming up. It's when Krill puts his shell back on.
Alright, it's the final little sequence here. Last few charge attack launches, soak it all in, chat.
And that is time.
Yay! We did it!
GG's.
Quack, beautiful run. Honestly, close to a perfect run for what strats you were using.
Yeah, what was the RTA time on that?
It is when the screen officially catch up. 44:52.
Okay, we threw the PB at the bubble launch. Thankfully, I don't know because I have a loadless timer up.
Some will fight for the world.
Yeah, I do want, if we have the time, I want to linger just a moment on the closing credits theme, because it's an absolute banger in a game full of bangers, and the co-developer of the game, like one of the studio heads of Aggro Crab, wrote the lyrics for it, and I think it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. I love when you finish a cutscene, or when any of the runners finish this crab game speedrun, and you get this beautiful little cutscene, and you get the beautiful music at the end. It's just such a pleasant speedrun.
But though history talks of warriors,
And you got the little crab plush. It's so cute.
I love that plush so much.
I love it. I love it.
The Krill plushies are amazing. I think they're restocking them. Get one. Support these devs. I love Aggro.
Yes.
They also have a beautiful map, blanket of their map, which I actually got delivered today.
so
it's
jealous.
gorgeous. I love it.
Oh, nice.
It's so good.
Well, in the meantime, where can everyone find the two of you, and what are you currently playing?
Yeah, I'm Quack. You can find me at twitch.tv/Quacksilver. Right now, I'm playing a whole heck of a lot of Another Crab's Treasure, and that's not likely to go away anytime soon. But I also speedrun a wide variety of indie games, lots of Metroidvanias and platformers and roguelikes. Just indie nonsense. That's me.
I kind of gave a little summary of myself at the beginning, but yeah, I'm also kind of speedrunning crab game here and there, and I'm mostly a Souls streamer. I'm playing a lot of Elden Ring, and I speedrun Sekiro actually primarily, but I'm currently playing Hades. I'm taking a little Souls break. I like Metroidvanias, just Souls adjacent games. And yeah, you can check out my YouTube channel for any of summaries of things I've done, or on Twitch you can just find me at Park and Harbor. And I'd like to say thank you to Quack for inviting me. I love to support fellow women speedrunners always. And
Yes, you heard of
beautiful
women
run,
in
I'm
STEM.
honored.
Get ready for women in Souls. Come on.
Oh yeah,
Let's make it
women in
happen.
Souls.
And I dare say, in addition to Another Crab's Treasure, I'm pretty sure Quack's going to be playing something else in about
That
a
is
month or
so
two.
true. Thank you for the loving call out, Oscar. I'm going to be at Games Done Quick, at Summer Games Done Quick, running a game called Lone Fungus, and also hosting, which I am still coming to terms with. It does not feel really yet. Thank you.
Say, what? Do you remember which day you're doing?
Lone Fungus is early. I think it's on the Monday of the marathon. It's like early in the morning on day 2 or 3.
Oh, if it's day 2, you might be around. We might be around the same time. I'm here for it. Yeah, but yes, definitely give some awesome GGs for these 2 wonderful women and in Women in Souls. So GGs, yes, and yay women in chat, because I know that's currently the theme on the Fatals Discord.
Shout outs Fatals. Yay women.
Shout outs to FF mentioned. With that, again, thank you so much for showing this amazing, wonderful game. And for everyone else watching, sit tight. We have one more game coming up, and we'll be right back. So I'll admit, someone got a little jealous because his sister was on camera, so you get to say hi to Galahad now, my other co-host. But yes, welcome back to the final run of Express Lane for the night. But before we get to that, I have quick things to say first and foremost. If you missed out on any of our shows or events, make sure you head to those VODs over on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And if you're watching on YouTube, hello! And make sure you press that like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to watch us live, head over to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick and see all of the fun. So Galahad, you ready to introduce the final run? Yeah? He just woke up, so he's a little tired right now. But anyway, we are going to switch on over to some Bloodstained Curse of the Moon with Fumofu, so take it away!
Alright, hello everyone. I am Fumofu. This Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, I'm going to be playing on Ultimate Difficulty, Veteran Mode, and this is any percent. Are we doing a timer or anything, or are we just going?
Whatever you want to do.
Alright, I didn't know if there was a timer on screen or not. Alright, I'll just do it. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck!
So this is... I'll kind of work my way backwards. So any percent is a out of bounds legal category. So we don't have any out of bounds in the level 1, but from level 2 onward, there is quite a bit of out of bounds. And ultimate mode just allows me to start with all of Zangetsu's abilities. So I have the dash and the double jump that you're seeing here. Also have a crescent slash, which just makes my aerial attack much better. And there's also a charge slash that I will be using pretty frequently throughout the run. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about here in level 1, just kind of mostly running forward and hoping we don't fall through the stairs. Every staircase has a few dead pixels that you will always fall through if you hit them in the right spot. They aren't random, it is very consistent, so we do have setups to avoid those. Alright, just jump over him.
I will say the quick shout out that I agree with chat. The purple lip is stellar.
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah, I went out to grab that today, and I had no idea it would match the shirt so well.
It looks so good.
Thank you. Alright, so this is the first boss. I'll explain the bosses after I do them, just for simplicity. Perfect.
Nice.
Alright. Alright, so the charge slash can hit multiple times. So that was just 5 multi-hits with the charge slash, followed by some ball and chain and a last charge. One last charge slash to finish him off. So that went pretty well. That was a very good level 1. And the first 3 levels, we do unlock other playable characters. So we are unlocking Miriam here. She has a higher jump arc than the other 3 characters. And she also has a slide ability. And both come in handy. Miriam's biggest thing throughout this run, well, hard to say the biggest thing, but a major part is with her high jump, we can jump over almost every door in the game. So at the end of this room, we'll come up on a door and you'll be able to see that. So that saves a lot of time. The door opening cutscene is really slow. And then we have a slide there. So we're going to be, if all goes well, we will only hit one door that we don't jump over. Okay. And this water here does affect momentum, so when I'm moving to the right, it slows me down, which is why I was in the air. And on the way back to the left, it speeds me up.
So cool.
Those spear enemies are random, so the RNG was kind to me today. Which is nice, because I did a lot of practice runs earlier today, and they were not nice.
They knew they were on stage, so they're like, okay, yeah, we'll behave.
Right. Here we're going to pick up the axe with Miriam. Its purpose is really just for killing bosses quickly. And there we see another multi-hit with the Charred Slash. Alright, coming up on the boss now, and same thing, I will take some serious time and then explain it afterwards. So far, so good. Looks good. Perfect. Okay, that was...
Wow.
I did not do that successfully on Frost Fatales. I'm so happy I got it this time. So, I'll try to explain it quickly. So there is a specific texture on the ground that I look for to do the initial jump of Zangetsu. There's a small window in between to allow me to continue charging the Charge Slash while throwing the Charm in between jumps. And after that Charge Slash lands, I just do normal attacks until the Icicle hits me in the head, jump onto the Icicle while throwing another Charm, and then I just wail on him with the axe. And if that all goes well, then I have enough time to jump with the final axe to kill the boss off screen, as you saw there. So that was perfect. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, that was wild.
All right, so now we have unlocked Alfred. He is the sorcerer of the group. He has a terrible basic attack that we really only use to swap out his sub-weapon, which these purple lanterns are always sub-weapon swaps. Perfect. And you saw using the charm there to block arrows to allow us to continue. And similar thing here. Alright, so we just picked up the ice spell. That will turn enemies into platforms for us. And it is incredibly important to the major out-of-bounds skips that we'll start seeing in level 4. And the door clips are not allowed in any percent no out-of-bounds.
And if you could touch base on the whole ultimate veteran any percent, like what it all kind of means.
The thing I explained... that hurt. Might be a little slow now. The ultimate is just what allows me to have all... I didn't make the cycle. Okay, no worries. Ultimate is just what gives me all the abilities. Typically in normal play, to get the extra abilities in Zangetsu, you actually have to kill... You do have the option to kill your allies instead of bringing them with you, and that's how you get Zangetsu's abilities. Veteran just means I get knocked back when I take damage. So casual is just kind of a way... If you're struggling to beat the game normally, you can put on casual mode so you don't get knocked back into pits.
Gotcha.
The boss quick kill here. Perfect. Okay. So that kill, it's pretty straightforward. It looks nice. But it's just hitting with a charge slash and then 3 ice axes. While ice freezes enemies, and those enemies will die in one hit, but bosses, obviously they don't want the boss to die in one hit, so they take double damage from the next hit they take. So when we use the ice followed by the axe, it causes the axes to do double damage, which just tears through bosses.
Makes sense.
And on that boss, you also have to make sure to destroy enough coins, because they do affect the boss's HP. And if we don't destroy enough coins, then the boss will not die after the third axe, and we'll have to do an extra charge slash to finish him off. Alright, now we have our last character, Giebel. He is a vampire boy, think Alucard and Symphony of the Night. His sub-weapon is always the bat form that we saw there to skip all those stairs. Also, since he doesn't have multiple sub-weapons, he will always generate a large sub-weapon potion. Hey, remember when oh my goodness, remember when I mentioned the stairs earlier?
Oh yeah.
In our Discord, we do have a stairs... I messed up that. That door is hard to get through properly. Yeah, we have a stairs please emotes in our Discord because, well, stairs.
Yeah, stairs.
They can ruin a run. Okay, here's the first major out-of-bounds skip. Alright. So what happens there is when any active hitbox that doesn't actually harm you, in this case, a frozen enemy, if you leave bat form while touching that enemy, you will fall below it, which pushed us through the floor. And the boss room just happens to be right underneath that room. So we just skipped over half the level. No big deal. And that first phase of this boss is just ice followed by axe, and then we use the iframes to hit both heads with the axe one more time.
Nice.
And this boss has 2 phases. Alright, a little slow, but no big deal. Perfect, okay. I was a little slow on it, but nice. The setup was perfect. Okay, so the second phase, the way I do this is I get a quad hit with the charge slash, freeze the boss, and then go for another quad hit, which there I only got 3 on the second attack, so I had to finish him off with a few jabs. But that was smooth too. Alright, we're moving. And this stage, we will see a wall clip that we will do to get out of bounds. We are also going to pick up the Demon Essence here. It's just a +1 damage, and that's what allows us to kill these guys in 1 hit. Otherwise, they would still have 1 HP after getting hit. Here we have the boomerang sides with Miriam. Those come in handy for the wall clip we're going to do in a few rooms here.
I love the enemy designs in this game.
Oh, I love
much.
it. Oh, they're so great. Okay, here's the first wall clip. Perfect, and alright, good. So we do a floor clip, land on the second frozen side that allows us to get into the wall and go out of bounds. So this skips a large chunk of the level, and it even lets us skip a mini-boss. Okay, where am I? There we go. You can get lost out there sometimes.
I believe it.
And then we have another floor clip. This is, in my opinion, this clip coming up is the hardest one in the game, so we'll see if we get it. Okay. That's a maybe. One more try to see if we get it. No, we didn't get it. Okay, no big deal. Yeah, if I froze it a little too early, if I do that properly, then I fall into the boss arena, which is just a few screens up. So, not the end of the world. A little bit of time lost there, but it's alright. It's the hardest clip, but I think it's also the one that saves the least amount of time. So,
Fair.
So this fight's just a matter of maximizing damage with charge slashes. Did not get the one cycle, but that's okay. There we go. Oh, I forgot to mention,
Nice.
Except for level 4, every boss has... Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about the flashing lights. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Yeah, flashing light warning, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it is awful. But every boss has a little enrage mechanic where once you've beaten them, they do just like one last attack as they go down. And this one can kill you since there are pits on either side of the arena, but most of them can't unless you're in boss rush mode, where the damage is stored between bosses. Alright, no major out-of-bounds skips in this level, unfortunately, just so. This is, for the most part, standard play, except for the door clips. And here we're going to pick up the Power Glove. It's essentially a permanent Demon Essence boost, so... If I were to go back into the last level, I wouldn't need the Demon Essence to kill those enemies. And I love this room a lot. This is just a lot of utilization of the high jump, double jump to just get around all the enemies, skip all those slow staircases.
Now that Power Glove you picked up, does that benefit all your characters or just whichever one you're controlling at the time?
All characters. So
Nice.
Okay, in that door skip, we actually go a little bit lower than normal, so we land on top of the door so we can skip the... Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, good, we got the clip there.
Nice.
I had to double back a second there because my initial jump was way off. But alright, we still got it. Yeah, and that clip is just using Zangetsu's double jump to get into the floor, and when you turn to a bat, the game automatically raises you up significantly. So the... What? Okay, that wasn't right. No worries.
It's fine, TM.
I staggered there, and I would have hit that saw blade, and that would have killed me. Okay. It's fine. We're fine. We'll take that hit.
Quick question, chat. Are there any more instances of flashing lights, or is that kind of like
No, that's the last one. I told myself, don't forget about that. It didn't come up in tech. I forgot to mention in tech check, and no, that is no more.
Chat, you should be good.
Oh goodness! The second that started, I'm like, I forgot.
I've done that too. Don't worry. Oh, this is like my favorite boss design. I'm not gonna lie.
It is pretty great. Okay, I got good RNG. Okay, so the parasols spawning are completely random on their X coordinate, I should say, and we want the middle parasol to spawn near us. So that went really well. Probably could have done it a little bit faster, but that was with RNG considered, that was a pretty good fight. All right, and coming into the next level, we have another wall clip pretty much right away. So, just go through a couple rooms and then we have another clip. Oh, got a little close for comfort there. And there we do a little damage boost. We jump into the arrows and that knocks us the rest of the way up. Okay. The armor here just reduces all incoming damage by 1. take a little bit less damage. Oh, also, I picked up a heart in level 3 that raises all the max health of all 4 characters. Normally in a run, if I'm going for a PB or something, I don't pick that up. Just because it saves a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But... okay, almost made that. Okay, so I had to pick the axe up here. This is a really clunky room, and it feels weird to do. So my brain sometimes shorts when I'm doing it. In this room is your classic Mega Man disappearing, reappearing blocks. We don't want to deal with that. So we just fly over all of it. And we pick up the secret potion here. And okay, yeah. I have the right amount of sub points for this. Okay, another double jump here. I missed the... I don't know what those are. They're not really axes, but I got hit. Alright, this boss is pretty straightforward. It's a really cool boss. We don't really get to see it. I'm going to hit it with a charge slash, a bunch of ice axes, and then a few normal attacks after. Okay, that was perfect. I got a lot of multi-hits there. That's what we like to see. Oops. Oh no. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the no out of bounds category, we actually have 40 sub-weapon. There is another... in level 2, I picked up a large potion that increased my weapon total from 20 to 30. In level 4, there's another one that's just on the way for us to pick up, but since we skip half the level, we don't get it. So in no out of bounds, that boss is we see even less of it, because you just hit him with 4 ice axes, and then you don't even see him move. It's kind of pathetic. Alright, here is the last level of the run. Okay, we're going to swap to the fire spell on Alfred. And this room, we could go down the stairs, but that takes a long time, so we're just going to fall. And as long as I hold up before I hit that last staircase, we just walk into the loading zone and we're fine.
Alright then.
And here's why we use the fire spell. It lets us go through whatever these are. I'm never really sure. But it's what allows us to move through these. And this is the intended way to get through that little hallway. And then we're going to keep that fire spell for the rest of the run because it comes in handy during the final boss. Switch back to ball and chain there. And also this game has a lot of different winding paths, and so you see the stair and the door there. So there are optimal paths, and that's what you're seeing here. But there's actually a lot to explore in this game by playing on different modes, normal, nightmare, so on.
Oh, that's so cool.
Those stairs are dangerous. The pixels for the dead pixels in those stairs are in the worst stairs, please. Oh my. Okay. We're just gonna walk up safely. I hit 2 different dead pixels there.
Oh, jeez.
At least that staircase is safe. In level 4, there's a staircase very similar to this one, with the dead pixel in the worst spot. So I've lost a lot of PB pace runs to that, unfortunately, on level 4. But you don't see that in the out of bounds category. Okay, so here is the first phase of the final boss. Just start off with a couple ball and chain hits, got a multi-hit, and then fire for extra damage, and it just completely invalidates that little attack that she does. There we go. Okay, that was pretty good. All right.
Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I hated that fight until I saw a video of somebody... Before I started speedrunning the game, I hated that fight, and then I saw a video of someone using fire, and I'm like, oh my god. It's that easy.
Don't you love that when you're just like, this boss took me forever. I could have just done that.
Right.
Oh.
All right, so here I'm going to switch between ball and chain hits and never lucky. So we prefer to see the yellow projectiles, but it's okay. But you know what? It's making up for it. I got really there's a 50-50 chance for those to drop potions, and I think I got a pretty good RNG spread there.
Nice.
Okay, time should be pretty quick here. Time.
Oh,
there it is.
You're not getting right there.
Yeah.
Nicely done. GG's.
Thank you. Shoot. I wish I had my splits running. I'm gonna have to time this later. That felt really good. Even with the stairs trolling me, that may have been a PB pace. I'll have to time it and find out.
Yeah, it's on screen. We have a time of 22:48.
Never mind. That's like 20 seconds slower. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with I was gonna be super happy with anything under a 22, especially since I died twice in my last run. I'm happy with a sub 23. That's great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you. And I will throw out some shout outs. Number one, just to the whole Bloodstained community. Our Discord's great. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night just got a major patch, so that Discord is going crazy right now with all the new updates and the speed running of all that. So that's great. I love that whole community. And if you're interested in joining, if you go to the Bloodstained Speedrun Discord, speedrun.com, there's a link to the Discord there. And I want to do another one special shout out. Today is actually my wife and my second anniversary. Yay. And I want to shout out to her because she was so nice in letting me come on here on our anniversary to do this run. So thank you so much, Roxy. I love you so much. I can hear her squealing in the other room. Yeah, I love you, babe. Thank you so much for letting me do this on such an important day. I had a blast with you today. I love you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Again, where can they find you specifically?
Right.
And what are you playing currently?
I stream pretty late, but I do stream at Fumofu. It's twitch.tv/Fumofu_L. And I have also been learning. I've been trying to learn hard mode. What is it? Contra 3, and also Aladdin for the Super Nintendo. So I'm currently in the process of learning those games as well. So if you like what you see here, if you like either of those classic SNES games, come check me out on Twitch.
And give GG's one more time for not just for Mofu, but all of the wonderful fatales that we got to see today. But that's it for the actual show. That's all I got. But if you're just getting here right now and you're saying, oh heck, I missed it, don't worry about it, because right after this, we're going to do a replay of both As Seen on TV and this show Express Lane. And if you tune in tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, you're going to see Challenger approaching, followed by Speedruns from the Crypt. So on behalf of all the wonderful fatales, I'm Oscar424, and I hope you enjoyed today's driving in the Express Lane. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.